Welcome back to my channel, everybody. All right, so we're going to talk about returns and how this little bit of advice can kind of make selling on eBay so much easier. And not a lot of people talk about it, so let's jump right on into it. Okay, so first of all, we're going to talk about be nice, okay? Just be nice. So whenever you first get those initial messages, some people can be really rude, and that is just part of being an eBay reseller, is just learning how to and not say anything to the people who are being hateful and ugly, and just deal with it in a way that eBay will actually then back you as a seller. So you always want to make sure that you are following all of eBay's rules. You want to make sure that you are staying cordial and hitting all of those bullet points. And we're going to talk about those right now. So I have my little sidekick this morning. He's going to join us on our little eBay, I don't know what you'd call this, like a tip and trick to make eBay reselling more fun, so that you can have more success with eBay. Okay, so here is the deal. I have been with eBay for 23 years. When selling through eBay, they have policies that they need their sellers to go by. And this is how those policies work. And you can look them up. I'm not making any of this up. You can look it up to make sure that I'm telling you the right thing. So go ahead and just accept the fact that right off the bat, more than likely, eBay is going to side with the buyer, okay? A lot of sellers, a lot of resellers online, because I see them and I see what they write and I just shake my head and think, oh my goodness, you're leaving so much undone that needs to be done. Follow the process and you will have a different outcome. So here is the process. Number one, you're going to be nice. Anytime that they contact you, be nice. Always, follow it up with the tracking. Let's say they say, oh, I didn't get my item, you're a liar, you didn't send it, where's my item? Let's just start off with that. That's not always the case, but it happens quite frequently. So you'll say, okay, here is the tracking number again. I'm so sorry to hear that. If you feel that someone is stealing your mail, you need to contact your local post office, because that is a crime. But as far as your mail, if your mail is being stolen, you need to submit a request. You need to file a police report. Please let me know. I will help you any way that I can. eBay more than likely will see that you've had these conversations back and forth. They'll see, okay, this case was opened, they didn't receive their item, but the seller has been sending them tracking. I know it sounds so silly because the tracking comes from eBay. If you're printing your labels off of eBay, they already have the tracking. Doesn't matter, go ahead and re-upload it. When it says, what is the tracking number in the case file, go ahead and submit it back in there and include everything that I just told you. Be very, very, sympathetic and willing to help, because that is what eBay is looking for, that you went above and beyond. Recently, I had this happen to me. A customer said they didn't get their item and she was starting to kind of panic. I could see that the tone in her messages was changing a little bit. And then this morning I get a message from her on eBay, and she was, I am so thankful. I found my item. My neighbor accidentally picked it up and it was at their house and they've been out of town. I trust eBay so much more now. You as a seller, did a great job. Thank you for your understanding, blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine, case closed. They closed the case. Now, in 23 years, I think this has only happened twice to me. Most of the time, the item goes missing. We don't know what happened to it. It's just gone. But for this particular one, it had a happy ending, but it was so much smoother because I didn't get an attitude with the customer. I was willing to help. And a lot of times it is just simply and making sure that you stay calm. We're going to talk about a different case. So I had another case where the buyer claimed this isn't what I ordered. It has, and I think it was burl wood. Well, we all know or at least in the South. Burl wood is wood that has little holes and stuff in it. It's burl wood, and it's the type of wood that it is. It's old burl wood. And it was a big giant jewelry box that was made out of burl wood. Well, when the person got it, instead of contacting me, they just immediately went and left me negative feedback. This piece of wood has holes all in it. Okay, but you didn't contact me. You went straight and left negative feedback. So I went to the internet, looked up the description for burl wood, screenshotted it, and made my appeal to eBay and said, hey, you know, this is what this means. This is what burl wood is. The customer is mad because burl wood has holes in it, but that's what it is. It has these holes that looks like little eyeballs. It looks like little eyeballs all over the wood. So it's not like big giant holes. You need to understand. Burl wood is its own beautiful, beautiful, beautiful textured wood. And so anyway, eBay was able to remove that. And then the customer never, I don't know if they just didn't know what they were doing, but they never even asked to return the item. They just immediately went and did a negative feedback. But thankfully, I was able to get that removed. Now, had another case a couple of weeks ago. There was a person who bought a set of pliers. Well, in the title, and this is very important, guys, you need to make sure if there's something that's missing or wrong with your item, try and get it into the title. Try. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. So in the title, I had in big, bold block letters, tool only. So it didn't have anything else with it. It wasn't the set. It was tool only. It was just the pliers. That's all that came with this, was just the pliers. Well, as soon as the person got it, they opened a case of item not as described. Okay, as all of you resellers know, when an item gets a case that is item not as described, you are then liable. You have to pay, as a seller, you have to pay for the shipping, for them to ship it back to you. And it's just aggravating and annoying, okay? And when you have it in the title, not just the description, but the title, tool only, and the buyer opens it was an NIDA that it's not as described, but it's in the title. They had listed and put missing the little bolt pieces that are supposed to come with this tool. That's what they put on there. So immediately I contact eBay and I tell eBay, now at this point, just go ahead and accept. You're going to talk to eBay customer service several times, and you're going to need to remind them, please make sure that notes are put in this item, in this case, so that whoever I talk to next knows what's happening in this case, that I have been on it, that I've been talking to you guys, that I've been trying to work it out, you know, whatever. So I get the item back and I contact eBay and they're like, well, you need to give this person a refund. They won't tell you this, okay? They will not tell you this, but follow the process, because I have now done this several times and every time it's been ruled in my favor. I give the customer their refund. As soon as the refund clears and I have the item back, immediately, I request an appeal. And in that appeal, I put in the title description, it was described as tool only or whatever, you know, that it could be, you know, missing its, you know, 2 front legs or whatever the item is missing. But in this particular one, saying, you know, tool only, I told them this buyer falsified information, that the item was not as described, when in the title it says tool only. Within minutes of me opening that appeal, because I had been in contact with them since they opened the case and had been talking to eBay, immediately it gets overturned in my favor and I get all of my funds back, including the shipping that I had to pay for them to send it back to me. So go through the process. Don't get upset. I know that we live kind of like in a microwave world right now where we want everything right this second. But when dealing with eBay, they really do have these policies set up, and each policy, you do have to hit those milestones before they'll back you up. And they won't necessarily tell you how it all works. You just kind of have to figure this out on your own. I asked the lady, I said, so if I give this customer their money back, can I just give them a partial refund? And she said, well, no, not on this one. For this particular case, you'll have to refund them in full. Okay, so that's what I did. And like I said, immediately whenever the refund went through and cleared, I then requested an appeal, and the appeal ruled in my favor. So here is the deal. You need to make sure that you stay cordial with your customers. Never get upset. Don't be snarky. Don't be sarcastic. And that's where I struggle a little bit, because I am kind of sarcastic just a little bit. And so I have to really tone it down. My husband's really great, because he's always like, honey, you probably shouldn't word it that way. And we've been married a really, really long time. And so when he tells me these things, I don't get offended at it. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense, because he's hearing it on the other side of the aisle. And so that really, really helps me be a better steward over, my little eBay business. So we need to make sure that you stay, cordial, be nice, follow the process, and stay in contact with eBay. When you have these kind of customers, that start off this way, or that you think, oh, this isn't going to be very, very good, just contact eBay and always tell them, please add notes to this item that I have called before, and that I spoke to you, and that this is, the process that we're going to do. And, in eBay, the customer service people on eBay, they're really good. They're really good at their jobs. I will warn you about this one thing. If you get a newbie eBay customer service person, and they're just immediately, oh, whatever. Oh, no, you can't do that. Or, oh, okay, thank you very much. Hang up, wait a day or two, and then call back. Or have them call you back. And the way that I have found that works the best for me is going to help and into the chat. And then from there, you're able to reach a customer service rep. You as a seller, you have always got to be thinking in the back of your mind, okay, I need to back myself up. I am my own defense in this. I am my own customer service dealing with eBay. So you have to always kind of be watching your own back and what you say and how you list things. So, okay, guys, well, that is going to be it for me. I hope that this video helps somebody. Just make sure that you stay nice and pleasant, and don't be don't be kind of ugly and sassy with people, because eBay is reading those messages. And if you come across as being hostile or anything like that, more than likely they're not going to want to help you, or it may go against some kind of guideline that they have, that if you're being hateful to customers, that they can't help you. So you want to make sure that you're always, like I said, having your own back, making sure that you are in a position that eBay can defend you if it comes to that. So, okay, guys, well, that is it for me. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.